25. Clysters for a better quality of life. A clyster is basically an enema of warm water mixed with salt, baking soda, soap, coffee, bran, chamomile, or even honey. It's believed that Francis Louis XIV was a huge fan of clysters and had more than 2,000 throughout his lifetime. 24. The Dolphin Therapy. In Peru and few other places, it's still believed that if a pregnant woman is touched by a dolphin, the fetus's neuronal development will be dramatically improved. Supposedly, the dolphin's high-frequency sounds increase the baby's neuronal abilities. 23. Moldy bread was supposed to be an effective painkiller. In ancient China and Greece, moldy bread was pressed against wounds to prevent infection. These tactics were believed to honor the spirits or the gods responsible for the illness and suffering, who in good faith were supposed to leave the patient alone. 22. Snail syrup used for sore throat and earache. One of the best medical treatments for centuries for people who suffered from sore throats and coughs was consuming the mucilaginous essence of snails. And to that, I say no thank you. 21. Dog poop for more sore throats. As if snail slime is not bad enough, in the book The Popularization of Medicine by Roy Porter, we learned that doctors prescribed something called album graecum to sore throat sufferers, which in reality was dried dog poop. 20. Scorpions used to cure sexual diseases. In many villages in the Lopburi province near Bangkok, people use wine fermented with scorpions to cure conditions like sexual impotence. 19. Smoking could supposedly heal asthma. Ironically, once in our history, it was believed that inhaling fumes from burning tobacco was the most ideal treatment for asthma. 18. Mummy powder was the aspirin of the Arabic world. Back in the 12th century, Arabs had conquered most of North Africa, including Egypt, and it was then that they began grinding up mummies so they could use the powder for medical reasons. 17. Ecstasy was suggested for manic-depressive patients. Believe it or not, there was a time when decorated psychiatrists were suggesting the use of ecstasy, a drug that literally cost the lives of thousands of young men and women, especially in the 90s, for psychotherapy. 16. Sheep liver was antiquity's equivalent of X-rays in Mesopotamia. In Mesopotamia, a few thousand years ago, the liver was considered the ultimate source of life, and local practitioners believed that a sacrificed sheep's liver revealed to them their patient's ailment. Based on this belief and the result of the liver, they decided the proper method to treat their clients. 15. Crocodile dung for birth control. In Egypt, dried crocodile dung was very expensive, and the men who could afford it bought it for women to insert into their vaginas, believing that it would form an impenetrable barrier. But instead of successful birth control, what they got were serious infections, which often led to death. 14. Bloodletting forced illness to drop out of the body. Ancient physicians in Greece, Egypt, and other parts of the world believed that drawing blood straight from the veins was a great way to instantly get rid of illness. The strangest yet most impressive thing about bloodletting, however, seems to be that even though it started being practiced in antiquity, doctors only finally stopped using it in the late 19th century. 13. Paraffin wax used against aging. If you thought that cosmetic surgery and stuff like Botox were modern inventions, then think again. Back in the 19th century, a respectable number of Western doctors used paraffin injections to smooth out wrinkles and make the person look younger. 12. Mercury was an ultimate medicine. Believe it or not, something as dangerous as mercury was once considered the most effective treatment for pretty much everything, from syphilis to tuberculosis and even depression. Even Abraham Lincoln took mercury-laden blue pills, but stopped in 1861 when he noticed a link between his violent rages and the pills. 11. Heroin syrup for bad cough and insomnia. Friedrich Bayer, the legendary merchant and founder of what will become Bayer AG, started his professional medical career by selling heroin in a syrup form, which was prescribed to treat coughs and other things such as insomnia and back pain. But as you can imagine, it was found to be highly addictive. 10. Dead mouse paste for tooth pain. The ancient Egyptians are known for contributing a lot of things to civilization, but the cure for toothache isn't one of them. In ancient Egypt, toothaches were treated by a special concoction of mashed mouse and other ingredients. The concoction did not work. 9. Goat testicles, the ultimate solution for male impotence. John Brinkley became one of the richest people in America by promising to cure male impotence via surgically implanting goat testicles into a man's scrotum. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. 8. Cannibalism was the answer to muscle cramps. If you lived in ancient Rome and suffered from muscle cramps, persistent headaches, or stomach ulcers, the local physician will probably prescribe a delectable elixir containing human flesh, blood, and bone. No, I'm not kidding you. 7. A sugar coma could save you from schizophrenia. There was a time when people who suffered from severe mental illnesses, such as schizophrenia, were treated with insulin coma, also known as insulin shock therapy, which, needless to say, caused numerous deaths. 6. Malaria supposedly treated syphilis. Malaria can indeed kill syphilis through malaria fever, which reaches temperatures high enough to kill the bacteria that causes syphilis. However, in time, scientists realized that saving a patient from one disease only so that another can kill him isn't much of an accomplishment. 5. Healing hemorrhoids with hot irons. Back in the day, there weren't any effective painkillers or high-tech lasers to get rid of hemorrhoids surgically. The only thing available to doctors was a plain cautery iron to burn those swollen veins into oblivion. And remember, anesthesia was a medical unknown at this point. 4. A lobotomy for various mental illnesses. A lobotomy consisted of the cutting or scraping away of most of the connections to and from the prefrontal cortex, transforming the patient into a human plant. What's even more disturbing, the procedure's developer, Antonio Egas Moniz, won a Nobel Prize for Psychology/Medicine in 1949. 3. The Powder of Sympathy. Back in early modern Europe, fencing was the most popular manly activity, but unfortunately it caused many serious injuries. However, thanks to Sir Kenelm Digby and his Powder of Sympathy, the problem was supposed to be solved. How? Apparently, if the fencer applied this ointment to his sword, which was a powder made of earthworms, pigs' brains, rust, and bits of mummified corpses, it would help his opponent's wound heal through a strange process that Digby called sympathetic magic. And 1. Trepanation saved you from headaches. Having migraines, epileptic seizures, mental disorders, or any kind of head injury that caused you pain or to act bizarrely could be a serious thing a few centuries ago. According to experts back then, having a doctor drill a hole into your skull was the ultimate solution for your issue. I don't know about you, but I would keep my migraines. Liking our lists? Be sure to subscribe by pressing the button at the top corner of your screen. And if you're still itching for more awesome lists, click on these nifty thumbnails created by yours truly, and be sure to show us some love by liking, sharing, and commenting.